What's up, guys? E30. I think basically everything is yanked and ready for the motor to actually be pulled out. For the most part. I guess I have to pull off the oil cooler or whatever, but besides that, I mean, the trans is unhooked, the drive shaft's unhooked, the ECU's pulled, or the ECU harness is pulled out of the cabin because it sits like in the glove box. So that's pulled out. Cables, everything should be undone. I'm sure there'll be like one or two small things that I missed, but we're gonna find out here in a minute.
I could make you rich, make you this, baby, I could make you that. I could take you there, but baby, you won't make it back. Bro, I'm sick of this, and I don't wanna make you sad. Do I make you scared, baby, won't you take me back? Nothing like some other motherfuckers, I could make you rich, make you rich. Nothing like them other motherfuckers, I could make you rich.
Alright, so now that the engine's out, it actually came out pretty easily, pretty surprised. I mean, just came, yanked it out from the top. Like on E36s, you gotta wiggle them a lot, you gotta get the oil pan past the steering shaft, kind of a pain sometimes. But no, that just slid right on out. It was actually pretty nice. I did forget one ground strap, and that's why the motor was pulling the chassis up with it. Pretty surprised that ground strap was that strong, but yeah, I mean, it's out now. I guess now I should start taking the booster out, all the different reservoirs, and try and clean up all those wiring, or as much of the wiring as I can. Move it out of the way, and I think we're gonna end up painting that engine bay. I don't know what color yet. I'm gonna ask her to decide what color she wants to do it. But I guess take everything out, tape it all off, and order some simple paint, whatever color she wants, and cover some things in here and give her a little spray down. Should be pretty nice though. But yeah, so those are my next steps here with the car. Alright, so I've been slowly removing different things. So I pulled the wiring harness off of this side. There's a few things I pulled off over here. Also took off the master cylinder, took out the ABS, took out the cruise control. I still got to figure out how to remove the AC lines because they're off. It looks like they go inside the car. But I also want to show you one other quick thing here. So I don't know if they pulled the front end from, looks like they pulled it from right here, and that ended up crushing the core support or whatever here. So what I'm gonna end up doing is just chop it straight here, all the way across. Same thing over here, all the way across, just to get rid of it. I don't need it there. I'll just put, I'm gonna put another some sort of structural thing there just to brace the two frame rails there. But yeah, it's just coming along. Just keep ripping crap out, and hopefully I know where it went, or hopefully I know where it goes back at. That's the game plan, at least. Alright, what's up, guys? So since the last little clip, I've gotten a lot done. So it's been like a day or so. I've taken basically everything off to get the actual car ready for paint. I've cut any of the brackets out that I didn't need, any of the random studs for the harness holder or whatever. I, cut those off too. And yeah, I mean, for the most part, she's looking pretty good. I did end up cutting the front support off across the front, like I said. So that's cut off. All the brackets are off. I went ahead and ground down any of the brackets that were still there after I cut them off. I went through and vacuumed a lot of things, or a lot of areas, just to try and help. And over here, same thing. Grounding all the brackets. And then over here, when I took the bracket out, I banged it out a little bit and then cut it as well. I ended up putting a nice size hole over here. This very thin metal over here. There's a couple little spots over there. So I'm gonna have to reach out and see if I can get a Mike with MS Fab to come over here and see what we have to do to fix that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna keep cleaning out this engine bay. So like I said, I've been vacuuming it out. Next step is to like completely degrease it, because it's pretty nasty in some spots, like over here, back behind the fuse box. Yeah, it's pretty bad in some spots. So once I get that done, then I guess the next step is start sanding it all, getting it ready for paint. I think what the color is going to end up being is like a dark black, so it doesn't matter what color the outside of the car is. It almost will always go with whatever color it is. So that's the plan so far. Moving right along. Pretty close to getting hopefully the engine bay painted here soon. Within like the next week, I hope. That's the game plan, at least. And then I can start putting the motor together and then putting it in here. So that's the plan. That's where we're at. All right, this is where we're going to leave this video off. I went ahead and ended up getting a DCT trans from a 135 IS. So the DCT trans, I have the flywheel, and I have most of the wiring harness for it as well. So I should have everything here, from the car, and the actual, I guess those go out to like the cooler. I think I'll take those lines off because I think there's a few people that make adapters, and I can make my own to like AN lines, and then to a, my own cooler with a fan or whatever. But yeah, so that's what I have. I'm still waiting for an actual swap kit to come out. Both companies are basically saying now March time frame, so fingers crossed it actually comes out, because here soon we're gonna have this car rolling and back together here soon. At least that's the game plan. I still have to put stuff back into the motor. I mean, put things into the motor like the cams, the springs. I have to get a new front crank hub because all my accessories are Corvette offset. So yeah, that's where we are with the actual motor side of things. And I'm still waiting for my coilovers to come for the e30 so I can put that back together and hopefully make some track events here soon, because tracks are starting to open here soon. But yeah, still gotta put the axles back in too, but I don't want to put the axles in until I get the struts, or else I don't know, I feel like it's doing double the work. But yeah, that's where we are with all the different cars here. Yeah.